Hi guys, it's Inam Kafour here with the Samsung Galaxy S3 smartphone. In this video we're going to do a quick GPS test on how quickly it takes the smartphone to lock onto a GPS satellite, how many satellites it can see, and various other settings regarding GPS. So first of all, if we just show you what the operating system's running, obviously it's running stock ice cream sandwich, as you can see there, version 4.0.4. We're not going to be using any Wi-Fi networks for this test. We're just going to be using the GPS. I'll just switch that on from there, just because we want to keep the test as real as possible, and you don't always have access to Wi-Fi networks when you're out and about. You can see that was yellow there when I went into the application, meaning that it can see the satellites but it's not locked on just yet, and after about a second or so it switched on to green, which basically means it's locked on to a satellite and it's got signal. Just along the top here, it gives you an accuracy of feet, so that means how accurate it is, and you can see there it's accurate to 24.2 feet. In the second middle square box there, it gives us in the top left in view, basically you can see 16 satellites and it's only using 14 of their signals there. You got the bar chart there, which has got various colours on, which is matched up with the signal to noise ratio bar along the bottom. Obviously the figure in terms of the bars, the higher the better. So the higher the signal to noise ratio figure, the better that is in terms of getting a signal and accurate lock on. As you can see there, it's gone to accuracy of 18 feet with that middle 23rd satellite there saying 36 in terms of signal to noise ratio. Along the bottom we've got the satellite position view there, the location view there, the speed and the time. So if we have a look at the satellite position view, it gives us the positions of all the satellites that you can see, obviously stating it can view 13 there, locked on to 14, now changed to both. Obviously they're coloured in terms of what their signal to noise ratio is, what their position in terms of degree setting is as well. And if you move the phone around, it keeps the lock on where they are as well, along with the north obviously being in that direction. Okay, now also you can see there it's got the first fixed time, how many seconds it took to lock on to a satellite signal, and it's saying it was 1 second there. So that's how quickly it locked on to a GPS signal as soon as we switched it on, or as soon as we went into the app basically. So we'll now look at the position view, which is, as you can see here, map of the world, and we're obviously in daylight, so we're on the sun side, and it gives you a red dot for where your position is, and it gives you latitude, longitude settings, which are going to be blurred on the screen because you can locate a position from that. So we'll go to the speed view now. Now this is, if we go to speed, obviously it's showing 0 because we're not moving. If we were moving, that would change in terms of miles per hour. If I select altitude there, that then changes to altitude, gives us 340 feet in terms of altitude. In our heading in terms of degrees, 65 degrees. But again, these are accurate, pretty accurate, depending on how many satellites it's locked onto. So we'll now go on down to the time that it shows up as being in the bottom right, which stands for, well, once you go in you can see you got UTC date, which stands for Universal Time Coordinated, which is basically a universal time. You've got the date, universal date there, time being 6:23. We're in the UK, so the local time is correct at 7:23. I've got the local date there as well, and you can see sunset and sunrise times there as well. Again, this is accurate depending on how many satellites you can pick up and the accuracy in which it can connect to those satellites as well. So if we go back to, I prefer this view to be fair, because it tells you how quickly it locked on. But if we go back to the main view and just switch this off, takes us through to the settings. We'll just switch that off, and you can see it's gone red to symbolise that it's got no satellite signal at all, no GPS settings, and everything's zeroed out, as you can see there. So if you have a look, everything's 0, no satellites, no settings there, everything's off. So now if we switch that on, see how quickly it locks on. As we saw when I first turned it on, it was pretty quick. So if we go in, it's amber, green, and it's locked on. It's got 7, 9, and it's using 9 there, now 10. Now as you can see, the accuracy is 48.4 feet, but if you go to the satellite position view, first fixed time, it took 5 seconds to lock on to the first satellite that it managed to find, so that was pretty quick. On no first test it said 1 second, but turning it off and back on, it took 5 seconds to locate the first satellite, then lock onto it, so it was pretty quick. You can see the between 12 to 16 satellites there, and the signal to noise ratio settings that it's got, and accuracy as well. If you have a look at the satellite position view, again, as I say, this will be blurred out because it gives our location away. Time settings, yeah, you can see it gives us a degrees altitude in terms of 387 feet. Speed is being 0 because we're not moving. I may do a test in the car to see if it actually picks up and how accurate it is compared to a car speedometer, and see if it actually changes as quick as well. We go down to the time. Obviously you can see the universal time coordinated being the time and date there, the local time and date, and the local sunset sunrise times there as well. But as I mentioned, the best one is the front screen, where it gives you how many satellites it's locked onto, and the satellite position view, where it gives you the first fixed time of how long it took to lock on to the first satellite. And you can see there it's 5 seconds. So that's how quickly the Samsung Galaxy S3 locks on to a GPS signal. Any questions or comments, please hit them up in the comment section below there. Hit subscribe from up there. It doesn't cost you anything and it's free, and you can check out what I'm doing in the future. Thanks for watching, see you next time, and goodbye.